Let's work on multiplying larger numbers by 2 digits.
As you see here, I've set up 3 different problems. I'm multiplying in each of those different problems by 23 as one of the factors. I'm multiplying 76, 764, and then finally 7,641 by 23. If you take a look at the products, if we have a 2-digit number by a 2-digit number, we're usually going to end up with 4 digits in our answer. Sometimes you'll end up with 5. Here, we'll end up with 5 digits, sometimes 6. So here, when we have 4 digits by 2 digits, we'll end up with 6 digits in our answer. And this is the steps. It's still the same steps. You're just going to have to take a few more and do a few more things. Let's take a look. Remember, 7,641 times 23, we'll start with the 3 first. And then so we go 3 times 1, which is 3, 3 times 4, which is 12, 2, regroup the 1, 3 times 6, which is 18, plus 1, which is 19, 9, regroup the 1, 3 times 7, which is 21, plus 1, which is 22. So now we've just figured out the product of 7,641 times 3. Remember to place that magic 0, because now you're dealing with this 2, which is worth 20. Place the 0, and then just multiply 7,641 by 2. 2, 8, 12. 2 times 7 is 14, plus 1 is 15. Line up those digits carefully and add those two together. As I said before, look how many digits we end up with. It would be a shame to do all this work and to add incorrectly. And I placed my comma as well. 7,641 times 23 is 175,743. Let me walk you through another one. Here's 6,782 times 35. Most students, again, will get this first part correct in that they are able to multiply 6,782 times 5. So I placed that right there for you. 6,782 times 5 is 33,900. Next, we have to figure out 6,782 times this 3, but this 3 is worth, 30. So we will place the 0 first, and then we'll go through those steps, starting with the ones place. 3 times 2, which is 6. 3 times 8, which is 24. 4, regroup the 2. 3 times 7, which is 21, plus 2, which is 23. Place the 3, regroup the 2. And finally, 3 times 6, which is 18, plus 2, which is 20. I'll line those up, add them together, and this is what I get. Read that answer. Hopefully you said 237,360. Again, 4 digits by 2 digits, you'll usually end up with 6 digits, a 6-digit answer. If you don't have a 6-digit answer, that would be an indication that you've done something wrong. Alright, it's time for you to try. I've started the problem for you. Please go ahead and complete it. Go ahead and hit pause and complete this problem. Alright, continuing, hopefully you place that magic 0 for that 5 because you're dealing with 50. 5 times 4 is 20, 0, regroup the 2. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 2 is 12, 2, regroup the 1. 5 times 7 is 35, plus 1 is 36, 6, regroup the 3. And finally, 5 times 6, which is 30, plus 3, which is 33. Check the second answer right here that you had. Hopefully 6,724 times 50, you did get 336,200. Adding those two together carefully, this is what we get. And look at your final answer and see if that's what you got as well. Did you get 389,992? You'll notice again it is a 6-digit answer. Here's another one for you to try. I would like you to do this one completely on your own. Go ahead and hit pause. There's the first part of your problem. For 9,624 times that 8. There's the next step of your problem for 9,624 times 50. Carefully adding those two together. This is what I get. And I did place my comma there. 558,192 is the product of 9,624 and 58. One last little review. When you're multiplying a larger number, 4 digits by 2 digits, most often you're going to get 6 digits. Sometimes you'll end up getting 7 digits if you're multiplying a large enough number. 5,763 times 54, we're going to start with the 4. And starting with the 4, we'll start in the 1's place. 2, regroup the 1. 4 times 6 is 24, plus 1, which is 25. 5, regroup the 2. 4 times 7, which is 28, plus 2, which is 30. 0, regroup the 3. And 4 times 5, which is 20, plus 3, which is 23. You'll notice in that first step, a 5-digit number. Most of the time, you'll end up with either a 5-digit or a 4-digit if you're multiplying 4 digits by that 1's place. We'll place our 0. That is the most common mistake when we're working with that 5 there. I suppose another common mistake to be really careful of is to cross out those regroups so you don't accidentally reuse them. As you're multiplying each of these here, you have to be very careful about lining them up correctly. So 5 times 3 is 15. We'll place that 5, regroup the 1. 5 times 6, which is 30. If you forget to add in that 1, of course your answer is going to end up being wrong. 5 times 7, which is 35, plus 3, which is 38. 8, regroup the 3. And 5 times 5, which is 25, plus 3, which is 28. You'll notice I carefully line those up, and then I'm going to carefully add regrouping where necessary. When I'm done, I do place my comma. I look to see whether I have a 6-digit answer or even a 7-digit answer. That's one of the checks that you can do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 digits. 4 digits by 2 digits, 6 digits, that's reasonable, makes sense. 5,763 times 54 is this right here, 311,202. And that's multiplying larger numbers by 2 digits.